Imagine waking up every morning with more energy, clarity, and strength than you had just a few months ago. Now think about the fact that this scenario might seem distant or even impossible, but the truth is that many men over 60 live each day with less vitality than they need simply because they do not know how to balance their bodies from within. Most men over 60 feel their vitality slowly declining, almost without noticing it, as if it were an inevitable process linked to aging. However, there is a huge gap between what many believe is a natural consequence of age and what actually happens inside the male body. This introduction aims to expand that understanding, offering a clear and deep look at the mechanisms that affect energy, strength, circulation, and internal balance. Talking about these changes does not mean accepting inevitable decline, but rather recognizing that there are modifiable factors that can transform quality of life. Understanding them in detail is the first step to regaining a sense of control over your physical and mental well-being. As we go further, you will discover that many of the limitations attributed to age are more connected to internal imbalances than to the passage of time itself, and that acting correctly can produce surprisingly fast improvements. Understanding the biological reality of male aging means looking closely at what happens in the cells, in the tissues, and in the systems that regulate energy and hormonal function. Over the years, cells lose efficiency, the capacity to produce energy decreases, and small alterations accumulate in internal balance that go unnoticed for a long time. These are not abrupt failures, but a slow accumulation of processes that begin to interfere with daily vitality. Levels of key hormones, the quality of circulation, and muscle response to physical activity are affected by this progressive wear. However, it is important to emphasize that these changes do not mean irreversible deterioration. Each of these processes responds positively to specific interventions that help the body recover stability and function. Delving into these aspects allows us to understand why certain symptoms appear and, most importantly, why they can be reversed. Before continuing, I would love to know something to connect with our community. Which city or country are you watching from? Write it in the comments. I enjoy knowing the people who really care about their health, and this allows me to create content that is more useful and relevant for you and your region. Let us get to the point. Internal pH balance influences almost every biological process in the body, from energy production to the ability of blood vessels to expand properly. As acidity increases, tissues tend to work less efficiently, muscles fatigue faster, and the body needs to spend more resources to maintain basic functions. This increase in acidity, which often goes unnoticed, particularly affects older men, as the body loses the ability to compensate for these imbalances with the same efficiency as in youth. Acidity also influences hormone behavior, sleep quality, and the way the nervous system regulates the perception of energy and well-being. Understanding this relationship shows that small chemical changes can have broad effects on daily functioning, and that acting on this balance can be surprisingly beneficial. Sodium bicarbonate has been studied for decades for its direct impact on the body's acid-base balance, a fundamental aspect of maintaining internal stability. Its use is not a recent trend, but is based on solid scientific evidence showing how this molecule participates in neutralizing acids and supporting various physiological functions. In the human body, bicarbonate is part of the most important regulatory systems that constantly work to keep pH within a healthy range. When this balance is compromised, the body begins to show signs of fatigue, reduced performance, and hormonal changes. Introducing bicarbonate in this context is not intended as a miracle solution, but as a tool supported by research that demonstrates its ability to partially restore a more favorable and functional internal environment. Many men over 60 develop subclinical acidosis without realizing it, because this imbalance usually does not manifest with direct or obvious symptoms. Over time, the kidneys lose efficiency in eliminating acids, tissues accumulate metabolic waste, and overall metabolism becomes less efficient at compensating for small chemical changes. In addition, the typical diet tends to be low in alkaline foods and high in products that promote internal acidification. The combination of these factors creates a slightly more acidic environment that affects energy, circulation, and hormonal balance. Although it does not produce serious medical conditions, it does impact vitality and the ability to maintain an optimal physical state. Identifying this phenomenon helps explain why so many men experience a gradual decline in well-being without finding clear explanations in standard tests. There is a deeply ingrained belief that aging means inevitably accepting a progressive loss of energy, strength, and mental clarity. However, this idea does not hold up when looking at scientific data on how the human body functions. The decline associated with the passage of time is not a fixed destiny, but the result of multiple factors that can be modified. Lifestyle, diet, quality of rest, and internal chemical balance all profoundly influence how aging is experienced. Many of the symptoms attributed to aging are actually signals that certain processes have lost stability and need support. Regaining vitality does not mean challenging biology, but helping the body restore functions that have been affected by habits or accumulated imbalances. This perspective allows aging to be seen as a stage in which it is still possible to improve, strengthen, and recover sensations that once seemed lost. David was 67 when he decided to seek help because he felt that his body no longer responded as it used to. He had noticed a decrease in his daily energy, a loss of interest in physical activity, and a constant feeling of fatigue that he could not explain. In his words, it was not an acute discomfort, but a kind of shadow slowly spreading over his daily routine and preventing him from enjoying the things that used to excite him. During the consultation, he described in detail how small tasks, such as climbing stairs or walking short distances, were becoming more exhausting than usual. He also mentioned that his sexual vitality had decreased, though he spoke about it with some embarrassment, as if that aspect were almost inevitable at his age. When we reviewed his eating habits and lifestyle, a clear pattern of silent wear emerged. His diet was loaded with processed foods, his sleep quality was poor, and he had stopped paying attention to internal signals he used to notice more clearly. Despite these challenges, David maintained a strong desire to improve and regain a sense of control over his life. What surprised him most was discovering that part of his discomfort was related to a slight chemical imbalance that did not appear in routine tests, but deeply affected his overall well-being. Michael, a 69-year-old man, led an apparently active life without obvious complications. He was known for his calm personality and for his habit of walking every morning through the park near his house. However, he began to notice that this daily walk, which he had once enjoyed deeply, was becoming a heavier effort. He started to feel stiffness in his legs upon waking and a lack of motivation that did not match his usual personality. Despite not having any major illnesses, he sensed that something was not quite right, as if some kind of internal blockage was preventing him from feeling fully present in his daily life. When he decided to consult, he explained that he had also noticed a decrease in his mental clarity, describing moments when words escaped him or he found it hard to concentrate on simple tasks. The most interesting aspect of his case was that, like David, he showed signs of mild acidosis that influenced his energy, mood, and overall performance. Michael represented many men who believe they are aging normally when in reality their bodies are sending signals that they need extra support to function as they used to. Sodium bicarbonate is a chemically simple molecule, yet its function in the body is extraordinarily important. It is an alkaline compound that naturally participates in the mechanisms that regulate blood pH and bodily fluids. When it comes into contact with an acidic environment, it reacts to neutralize excess acidity and forms more stable substances that the body can eliminate more easily. This property makes it an important ally for maintaining internal balance, especially in people whose regulatory functions have become less efficient over time. In the body, bicarbonate works quietly, supporting the lungs and kidneys in their continuous effort to maintain a stable chemical environment. Its action is gradual and naturally integrates into metabolic processes, helping reduce the acid load that can accumulate due to diet, stress, or decreased kidney function. Understanding how it works helps explain why using it in appropriate amounts and with care can positively contribute to vitality and overall well-being. When the body becomes slightly more acidic than normal, several systems begin to function less efficiently, although this process often goes unnoticed for years. Acidity alters the ability of blood vessels to relax and expand, reducing the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to tissues. This circulatory limitation affects muscle strength, endurance, and sexual response quality. In addition, an acidic environment interferes with hormonal balance by modifying the activity of enzymes that regulate testosterone production and other hormones essential for male well-being. It also impacts daily energy because cells must work harder to maintain metabolism in a stable condition. This combination creates a scenario in which vitality weakens, not due to a single specific cause, but due to a series of small imbalances that accumulate over time. Understanding this mechanism helps explain why so many men experience a gradual loss of strength, mental clarity, and motivation without an apparent reason. Improving blood circulation is one of the most noticeable effects when acidity levels begin to normalize. Bicarbonate contributes to creating a more favorable environment for blood vessel relaxation, which allows blood to flow more freely to the muscles, heart, and vital organs. This change does not happen overnight, but over time many men report feeling lighter when walking, breathing more freely, and experiencing a renewed sense of physical strength. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients, so every improvement in circulation translates into better performance in daily activities. In addition, good circulation helps reduce the feeling of cold in the extremities and improves the body's ability to recover from physical effort. pH stability affects arterial flexibility and the ability of red blood cells to release oxygen efficiently, making this benefit a fundamental piece of overall well-being. Nitric oxide is a chemical messenger essential for male sexual health, as it regulates the ability of blood vessels in the penis to dilate properly. When the body's acidity is high, nitric oxide production decreases, directly affecting the quality of erections and sexual response. By normalizing pH, bicarbonate allows the enzymes responsible for producing nitric oxide to work more effectively, creating a more favorable environment for an active and satisfying sex life. Many men describe a gradual improvement in firmness, duration, and confidence, not because bicarbonate acts as a direct stimulant, but because it restores a physiological condition that facilitates the body's natural response. Furthermore, nitric oxide also plays a role in cardiovascular health and muscle function, so its increase provides benefits that go beyond the sexual sphere. The resulting sense of well-being is reflected not only in physical performance, but also in self-esteem and emotional connection with a partner. Vascular inflammation is one of the silent processes that most affect men after 60 because it gradually deteriorates arterial elasticity and reduces circulatory efficiency. A body prone to acidity often shows higher levels of internal inflammation, directly influencing heart health and overall vitality. Bicarbonate, by promoting a more balanced environment, helps reduce irritation of the vessel walls and restore a more stable environment for blood flow. This reduction in inflammation not only improves cardiovascular performance, but also decreases the feeling of heaviness, fatigue, and slowness that many men describe as an inevitable part of aging. Over time, this improvement is reflected in greater physical endurance, a steadier pulse, and a renewed sense of lightness, which helps reactivate motivation and the desire to stay active. Hormonal metabolism is particularly sensitive to acid-base balance because hormones rely on enzymes that only function properly within an optimal pH range. When the body is too acidic, the production and transport of hormones like testosterone tend to become less efficient, affecting energy, muscle mass, and motivation. By restoring a more alkaline environment, bicarbonate can help these enzymes recover their natural function, supporting a more stable and active hormonal metabolism. Many men who follow a bicarbonate protocol notice a gradual recovery of vital drive, increased mental clarity, and an improved ability to face physical and emotional challenges. This change is not immediate, but it becomes clearly noticeable after several weeks of consistency, when the body begins to respond to a more favorable physiological environment. Hormonal balance is key to sustaining long-term vitality, and bicarbonate can become an important ally in this process. The daily energy that a man feels comes largely from the functioning of the mitochondria, which are the energy centers present in every cell. Excessive acidity hinders efficient energy production because it alters the chemical reactions that take place within these structures. When the body restores a more balanced pH, the mitochondria can work more effectively, which translates into a clearer sense of vitality and endurance. Bicarbonate contributes to this effect by creating an internal environment that facilitates cellular oxygenation and reduces metabolic stress. As mitochondrial function improves, many men experience faster recovery after exercise, less fatigue at the end of the day, and an increased capacity to concentrate. This renewed energy is not only reflected physically, but also provides emotional motivation that encourages the adoption of healthier habits and the maintenance of routines that once seemed difficult to sustain. The ability to maintain adequate physical performance after 60 depends on multiple factors, including circulation, cellular energy, and muscle recovery. The accumulation of acidity and metabolic byproducts, such as lactic acid, can cause rapid fatigue during exercise and make muscle regeneration more difficult. Bicarbonate acts as an internal pH regulator, helping to buffer excess acidity produced during physical activity. This allows for longer workouts with less sense of tiredness, promoting consistency and the progression of strength and endurance. Men who follow this protocol report greater ease in completing long walks, weight training sessions, and daily activities that previously caused exhaustion. In addition, reduced muscle fatigue results in less soreness after exercise and renewed motivation to remain active. The kidneys are essential organs for maintaining the body's acid-base balance and eliminating metabolic waste. With age, their efficiency can decrease, forcing the body to compensate through other systems, generating fatigue and organ overload. Bicarbonate, by neutralizing part of the excess acidity before it reaches the kidneys, reduces their workload and helps preserve their function in the long term. This is especially important for men with mild kidney decline, as it allows for more efficient elimination of toxins and metabolites without overloading filtration systems. By protecting kidney function, electrolyte regulation is also optimized, directly impacting energy, blood pressure, and overall cardiovascular health. This preventive effect contributes to a greater sense of well-being and confidence in managing health as one ages. Acid-base balance directly influences the digestive system, affecting digestion and the composition of the gut microbiota. An overly acidic environment can cause reflux, indigestion, and disruptions in gut flora, which in turn affect nutrient absorption and overall energy. Bicarbonate helps partially neutralize acidity, facilitating more efficient digestion and creating favorable conditions for the growth of beneficial bacteria. This positively impacts immunity, vitamin synthesis, and neurotransmitter production that depends on gut health. Men who include bicarbonate in their routine report a lighter stomach, reduced acidity, and overall improvement in digestive regularity. With a more balanced gut, the absorption of nutrients essential for muscle mass and vitality is optimized, reinforcing the overall benefits of the protocol on the body. Bone density is a critical factor for men over 60, as the progressive loss of calcium and other minerals can increase the risk of fractures and mobility problems. A body with excess acidity tends to draw alkaline minerals, such as calcium, from the bones to neutralize pH, weakening their structure over time. Bicarbonate helps reduce this mineral leaching by balancing the acid-base environment, helping to preserve bone density and skeletal strength. Maintaining stronger bones not only prevents injuries, but also boosts confidence in performing physical activities and promotes a more independent life. Consistent practice of this protocol, combined with a diet rich in calcium and vitamin D, can optimize bone strength and slow age-related fragility processes. Cognitive function is directly influenced by the internal balance of the body and vascular health. An unbalanced pH and high acidity levels can affect cerebral circulation and neuron communication, causing confusion, decreased concentration, and mood changes. Bicarbonate, by restoring a more alkaline environment, facilitates brain oxygenation and neuronal metabolic efficiency. This results in greater mental clarity, improved focus, and sharper memory, all essential for maintaining autonomy and quality of life. In addition, A clear and balanced mind positively impacts motivation, creativity, and decision-making, contributing to an active and engaged approach to all daily activities. The basic bicarbonate protocol is not simply about ingesting the substance, but about applying it with knowledge and precision. The correct preparation includes food-grade bicarbonate, warm water, and fresh lemon, as the latter enhances the alkalizing effect after digestion. Gradual dosing is essential to avoid digestive discomfort, starting with a quarter teaspoon and slowly adjusting according to tolerance. It is common for men to make mistakes by increasing the dose too quickly or taking it on a full stomach, which reduces its effectiveness and may cause discomfort. Consistency is key, and the best absorption occurs on an empty stomach, allowing bicarbonate to act systemically without digestive interference. By following these basic guidelines and making individual adjustments, the benefits manifest gradually and steadily, reinforcing vitality, energy, and overall well-being. Ernest, 67 years old, came to my consultation with constant fatigue and slightly elevated blood pressure, symptoms that affected both his daily life and self-confidence. After implementing the sodium bicarbonate protocol combined with a more balanced diet and daily walks, he experienced remarkable improvements in vitality and general well-being. He enthusiastically shared that he felt renewed energy and could once again enjoy activities he had abandoned, such as gardening and long walks with his family. This testimony illustrates how a consistent and guided approach can transform the quality of life for older men, not only physically but also emotionally. Another illustrative case of this protocol is Michael, a 69-year-old man who had experienced muscle loss and difficulty concentrating on his consulting work. After 1 month following the basic bicarbonate protocol, along with dietary adjustments rich in vegetables and lean proteins, he noticed a progressive increase in energy and mental clarity. Michael reported that his work afternoons became more productive and that he even regained motivation to start an artistic project he had abandoned years earlier. Both examples show how simple but consistent changes can produce concrete and sustainable results in men's health. These testimonies highlight the importance of consistency, patience, and combining the protocol with healthy habits. Each man may experience variations in the speed and magnitude of results, but the general trend is toward comprehensive revitalization, where physical energy, emotional balance, and mental clarity enhance each other, creating a chain effect that improves the perception of well-being and daily quality of life. Sodium bicarbonate is generally safe when used correctly, but there are situations that require caution. Men with uncontrolled hypertension should consult their doctor before starting the protocol due to its sodium content, which can affect blood pressure. Similarly, people with advanced kidney disease or congestive heart failure need strict medical supervision to avoid overload and complications. Home monitoring can include observing signs such as swelling, headaches, or gastrointestinal discomfort, which indicate the need to adjust the dose or temporarily pause intake. It is crucial to remember that bicarbonate does not replace healthy habits or existing medical treatments. Its role is to complement and enhance internal balance, always within a safe and conscious framework. Older men should learn to listen to their bodies, noting changes in energy, sleep, and digestion. Careful monitoring helps identify any adverse effects before they become a problem, ensuring that the benefits outweigh the risks and that the protocol adapts to individual needs. A preventive approach and education on safety are essential for maximizing results. Incorporating regular checks, such as monitoring blood pressure, keeping a symptom diary, and discussing concerns with a healthcare professional, allows bicarbonate to function as a reliable support tool rather than a potential risk. The combination of caution, knowledge, and discipline makes this protocol a safe and effective ally for men seeking to improve their overall well-being after 60. For the effects of sodium bicarbonate to be optimal, it is essential to integrate it into a healthy lifestyle. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and alkalizing foods enhances its action, while moderate consumption of red meat and ultra-processed foods reduces body acidity. High-quality water is essential, as proper hydration facilitates circulation and nutrient transport, supporting both muscle and digestive function. Regular exercise, especially strength training and moderate cardiovascular activity, complements the protocol by improving circulation, endurance, and bone density. Men who include walking, strength routines adapted to their capacity, and mobility exercises tend to experience faster and more sustainable improvements in energy and vitality. Combining exercise with bicarbonate creates an internal environment that allows muscles and tissues to recover more efficiently and maintain physical functionality in the long term. Quality sleep is another fundamental pillar. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours each night promotes cellular regeneration, hormone production, and emotional stability. Consistent sleep schedules, along with stress reduction through breathing techniques, meditation, or recreational activities, reinforce the effects of bicarbonate and contribute to a complete state of well-being. Integrating these practices consciously ensures that the benefits of the protocol are not limited to temporary changes, but translate into lasting improvements in health and quality of life. Sodium bicarbonate does not act in isolation in the body. Its effectiveness is enhanced when combined with essential nutrients. Magnesium, for example, is critical for more than 300 biochemical reactions, including energy production and nervous system regulation. When bicarbonate creates a more alkaline environment, magnesium absorption and utilization at the cellular level improve significantly, resulting in greater vitality, better muscle function, and faster recovery after exercise. Including spinach, almonds, and pumpkin seeds in the diet after taking bicarbonate can significantly enhance this effect. Potassium is another element that works synergistically. Its presence is essential for maintaining electrical balance within cells, which affects muscle function, cardiac activity, and nerve signaling. When bicarbonate optimizes blood pH, potassium is used more efficiently, creating an ideal internal environment for complete physiological function. Fruits and vegetables such as bananas, avocados, and sweet potatoes become strategic allies that enhance the protocol's effectiveness and improve overall well-being. Finally, omega-3 fatty acids act as powerful natural anti-inflammatories that support vascular and brain health. Bicarbonate's action in reducing systemic acidity allows omega-3s to reach their full potential, decreasing inflammation and supporting circulation and cognitive function. Including fatty fish, nuts, and chia seeds in the diet ensures that this synergy remains active, creating a comprehensive effect that combines acid-base balance, essential nutrients, and protection against chronic inflammation. A crucial aspect of the protocol is understanding the difference between systemic and digestive alkalization. When sodium bicarbonate is taken on an empty stomach, it quickly passes to the small intestine and is absorbed into the bloodstream, exerting an alkalizing effect throughout the body. This mechanism promotes the neutralization of accumulated acidity, improves circulation, and optimizes organ and tissue function, producing visible benefits in energy, recovery, and vitality. If bicarbonate is taken on a full stomach, its action focuses primarily on neutralizing stomach acids, partially interfering with food digestion. While this interaction is not dangerous, it reduces the systemic effect we seek to improve overall health and enhance the absorption of minerals and nutrients. For this reason, the timing of intake is critical and should be followed consistently to maximize results and avoid unnecessary digestive interference. Understanding this advanced concept allows older men to optimize the protocol and make the most of its benefits. The difference between a local effect in the stomach and a global effect in the body explains why some results are perceived quickly while others require time and consistency. This distinction also helps plan the combination with mineral and antioxidant-rich foods, ensuring that the body receives the full synergy of nutrients in an optimal alkaline environment. It is common to worry about the sodium present in bicarbonate, especially for people with hypertension or strict dietary restrictions. However, in the recommended doses, ranging from a quarter to half a teaspoon, the sodium content is moderate and generally safe for men with normal or mildly elevated blood pressure under medical supervision. The key is maintaining overall dietary balance, reducing consumption of ultra-processed and high-sodium foods so the protocol does not cause negative effects. For those who require minimal sodium intake, alternatives such as potassium bicarbonate exist. This variant allows the alkaline benefits without adding extra sodium to the body, although consulting a healthcare professional before making any changes is always essential. The combination of caution, monitoring, and knowledge of available options ensures that bicarbonate remains a safe and effective tool for supporting men's health. Concerns about sodium should not prevent the use of the protocol, but serve as a reminder of the importance of individualization and responsible management. Adjusting the dose according to personal needs, pairing it with a balanced diet, and paying attention to the body's response ensures that benefits remain consistent and men can fully take advantage of bicarbonate's revitalizing effect without compromising safety. Sodium bicarbonate has a remarkable effect on physical performance, especially during high-intensity exercise. Its ability to buffer lactic acid allows muscles to work longer without tiring quickly, resulting in more effective workouts and shorter recovery times. For older men, this property not only improves the ability to perform intense exercise, but also reduces post-exercise muscle soreness, making it easier to maintain consistent physical activity. Incorporating bicarbonate as part of a fitness routine can lead to significant increases in endurance and strength. This is particularly important for preventing sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle that compromises mobility and independence. By improving muscle efficiency and effort tolerance, men can maintain a consistent and safe activity level, promoting cardiovascular and metabolic health comprehensively. The effect of bicarbonate on performance is not limited to physical effort. It also influences motivation and perception of fatigue. Feeling more energized and less tired creates a positive cycle, making consistency in training easier to maintain. This demonstrates how a simple element like bicarbonate can become a strategic ally for those seeking to optimize vitality and maintain physical capacity over time. For those who have followed the basic protocol for several weeks without adverse effects, there is the option to introduce an advanced cycling protocol. This method consists of taking bicarbonate from Monday to Friday, maintaining the fasting routine, and resting on weekends. In addition, every 6 to 8 weeks, a full week of rest is recommended to prevent the body from becoming too accustomed, allowing natural regulatory systems to work autonomously. Cycling bicarbonate not only prevents physiological adaptation, but also optimizes long-term benefits. Depending on individual goals, such as improving physical performance, increasing energy, or enhancing cognitive function, doses, timing of intake, and combinations with synergistic nutrients can be adjusted. This flexibility allows the protocol to be personalized so that each man achieves specific and sustainable results according to his needs and health conditions. Implementing an advanced protocol requires careful observation of the body's responses. It is essential to evaluate daily energy, muscle recovery, and digestion, and adjust cycles accordingly. This advanced strategy makes bicarbonate an adaptable and powerful tool, allowing each man to maximize benefits without compromising safety, intelligently integrating chemical, nutritional, and physical balance. The physical improvements produced by bicarbonate have a direct impact on mental and emotional well-being. Feeling more energized, more vital, and less fatigued generates a positive effect on mood and the perception of wellness. Many men report greater mental clarity, improved mood, and a more proactive attitude toward life when their acid-base balance is restored, highlighting the close connection between mind and body. From a neurochemical perspective, a balanced pH supports the production of essential neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and dopamine, which are responsible for emotional well-being and motivation. This chemical interaction explains why physical changes translate into psychological benefits and how a simple intervention can trigger profound improvements in quality of life. The mind responds to the body in a cycle where physical energy sustains emotional health and vice versa. Understanding this connection allows men to not only focus on physical health, but also recognize the importance of emotional balance and mental resilience. By integrating the bicarbonate protocol with healthy habits, adequate rest, and regular exercise, a comprehensive effect is enhanced where physical and psychological well-being reinforce each other. creating a general state of vitality and clarity that goes beyond simple control of body acidity. Monitoring progress is essential to understand how the body responds to the bicarbonate protocol. It is not only about subjective feelings, but also about clear indicators that reflect health improvements. Observing energy levels throughout the day, sleep quality, and the feeling of rest upon waking provides valuable information about the protocol's effectiveness and allows adjustments to habits according to individual needs. Consistency in monthly self-assessment helps identify positive patterns and areas that require attention, fostering a conscious and responsible approach to health. In addition to physical indicators, it is useful to evaluate recovery after exercise, mental clarity, and the ability to concentrate. In some cases, and under medical supervision, urine tests can be used to measure pH and verify acid-base balance. These biomarkers provide an objective framework to evaluate results, reinforcing motivation and confidence in the process. Listening to the body and combining self-observation with concrete data allows men to optimize the benefits of sodium bicarbonate, ensuring safe and sustainable progress. The sodium bicarbonate protocol is not a miracle cure, but a powerful tool that, when used with patience and consistency, can transform the quality of life for men over 60. Adopting it involves committing to a journey of self-knowledge, self-care, and discipline, where every small habit contributes to overall well-being. Consistency, integration with a healthy lifestyle, and attention to the body's signals are the elements that turn a simple supplement into a catalyst for vitality, strength, and confidence. I encourage you to apply this knowledge consciously and to share your experiences with other men who could benefit from this information. Subscribe to the channel to not miss future content and use the comments to resolve questions or share observations about the protocol. Every decision you make toward health is a step toward active, fulfilling, and enriched aging. With sodium bicarbonate and well-established habits, it is possible not only to prolong life, but to live it with energy, clarity, and a renewed sense of well-being at every stage.